I was so excited, or I am so excited to introduce our first speaker today. When they asked for a speaker for this melee, the first person that came to mind was Marti MacEwan. I have the privilege of being in an advanced club with Marti, and whenever she gives a speech, I'm delighted. I love her style of speaking and the way she relates to the audience. So, of course, I suggested to go to Marti to give a speech today, and she gladly accepted. I found out that when they asked her to speak on the subject of the Free Toast Host website, Marti didn't know much about it at all. And she decided she would take this on, learn all about it, learn as much as she can, and present today. So to me, that's really a professional speaker. You can give them a topic that they don't know much about. They'll research it and put something together and present it. I'll tell you a little bit about Marti. She is working on her 3rd CC and 2 advanced manuals, and she's nearly there on her CL. She's an avid Toastmaster, and she's currently the Vice President of Public Relations of the Seattle Sunrise Toastmasters in Seattle, and a proud member of the Toastmasters Extraordinaires Advanced Club in Edmonds. She's a professional counselor, public speaking coach, trainer, seminar leader, and speaker. She specializes in eliminating stage fright and fear of public speaking, and maximizing internal comfort and performance power for speakers and performers of all kinds. Today, she applies her training skills and speaking experience to fill us in on the nuts and bolts of Free Toast Host. This is the website platform used by Toastmasters clubs everywhere. Would you help me welcome Marti MacEwan?
Hey, everyone. She is so right. 2 weeks ago, I kind of knew how to get on a Free Toast Host website. But I didn't know the inner workings of it. I didn't know how to be an administrator. I didn't know what I could do with it as a club member or an officer. And for the last week and a half or so, I've been boning up. Not only that, I've been boning up on PowerPoint, because you know what? You guys get to see my first ever in the world PowerPoint presentation this morning. Thank you. I also got this brand new clicker, and I have to know all the little bells and whistles, so you're going to be patient with me about that too if it doesn't work exactly as planned. See, that's how you make yourself comfortable in front of a crowd, is to tell the truth. So here I am, and I bring you greetings from Seattle Sunrise. And I bring you greetings from myself and many other people in the room from Toastmasters Extraordinaires Advanced Club. I'm just delighted to be here. Yay! Let's hear it for all of those great folks. Woohoo! I'm going to tell you about how to get the most from Free Toast Host. Now, what I learned is that this is not just a website. So how many of you, if I may, which will orient me a little, are Tectarians? Any Tectarians? Some. How many of you are absolutely not Tectarians? Okay, so it goes across the board. So I'll be speaking to all of you to some degree, although what I'm going to do is to give you an overview of what this website is and what it can do, and a little glimpse into how it can help each of the roles that you might be in. So, what we're going to do first is to check out a website at extraordinaires.org. Now notice that the domain name here for Extraordinaires doesn't say toastmastersclubs.do-do-do-do-do-do. It says extraordinaires.org. But it is a Free Toast Host site, which has been changed to a proprietary domain name for that club. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about how to do that. But in the meantime, where's my, ooh, look at that, woohoo. All right, you have to get it right on there. Come on. It's a little joysticky thing that's about as big as your toenail. There we go. All right. So this should take us right to theextraordinaires.org free toast host site. Now notice, Toastmasters Extraordinaire is the best advanced Toastmasters club in the Northwest. Now some of you may disagree with that, but you know, certain people in the room have that opinion. But notice that that's not what the original website name would have been. It would be some other, it actually would just be the it would be the club number .toastmasters.clubs.org, and that's all it would be. So when you're an administrator on a site, you get to go in and change all kinds of stuff. They have templates with different colors. You can change the banner, you can change the pictures, you can change the menu items for both logged in members or not logged in folks. That you can create any number of custom pages that you would like, so you can put all kinds of content on there. You can attach keywords to those pages so that it comes up in the search engines and do all that. All that, can you still hear me? Okay, all that content matching with your keywords, some of you are understanding what I'm saying, and really make it come up on the Google search. But it is not just a website to advertise your club. It is, by golly, a club management system with many layers of possibilities depending upon your role, right? So I'm going to get back to, I'm going to get really good at this after a while. Yeah, right there. All right. I'm going to get back here. Now, there are 3 locations for you to know about website, to get access to the website. The first one is the free Toast Host website in general. That's the first place you go, which is www.toastmastersclubs.org. Notice the double S's, Toastmasters Clubs, plural.org. And that will take you to a site that, where do you go? There you go. It hides, right? There we go. I think I linked that. There we go. This is the main free toast host site, toastmastersclubs.org. It has nothing to do, by the way, with TMI. The Toastmasters International does not oversee the free toast hosts. In fact, I called TMI to try to get some hints from them about it, and they said, I'm sorry, we can't do that, we don't support it. There's a whole volunteer organization that oversees the website functions and all the internal functions. So don't go to TMI to get information about this. Go to toastmastersclubs.org up here, see? Right? So now, when we, again, find our way back to that little X up there, up there in the corner. There we go. So that's the first one to go to. The second one to know about is support.toastmasters.org. That's the website you'll be taken to once you have a site and you want to get in, and there's forums, there's, you can write tickets if you have questions, there's all kinds of in-depth information about how to use this in a variety of ways. That's the second location you'll want to know about. And the third is your club website, which starts out actually www.yourclubnumber.toastmastersclubs.org, and then you can change it to yourclubname.toastmastersclubs.org, and you could leave it there if you wanted, or you can get a custom domain name that you'd need to register and pay for and then apply to this website. Those are the 3 locations. Now, there are also 3, once you have a website, 3 levels of access to that website. The first one is the administrator, the person who goes into toastmastersclubs.org and requests a site is automatically the administrator. That administrator can get in and do everything on the site. It also doesn't have to be that person. Once someone creates the website, you can also change who that administrator is, so then they have the access to all the functions. But there's only one person that has access to all the functions, and that is the administrator. A second level is a user, as they refer to, which is a member or any other club officer who may be given access to all these different functions that I'm going to give you a little bit more insight into in a minute. So that's the second level of access to your website. And the third is anybody. Anybody are the people who go to your website, are not logged in as members, but they can see any content or materials that you make available to them as public, so that they can do that. So, you're the administrator. There you are. You're a user. You could be a member, either a logged-in member or not a logged-in member. But as a logged-in member, you have certain access. You could be the Toastmaster for a particular agenda or a particular meeting, which can be extremely useful, as I will share with you. The Vice President of Education, oh my gosh, you guys, the number of things that are in this club management system, I want to call it instead of a website, is amazing for the VP of Education to make it simple to schedule people and track them and help the Toastmaster to make that meeting run smoothly. And any other officer. As you'll see as we go along inside, there are modules dedicated to each position where that person can be given access to those modules to do their job so much more smoothly and coordinate it with the VP of Education and the administrator. Now, I don't want to leave you in this state. That's no fun, to be staring at a computer going, I don't know what to do next. So, let's say you're anybody. Yay, there's anybody. Meet Mr. Anybody. He's not serious, he's just curious. Now, this is a benefit to you because if your club does not use Free Toast Host, you don't have to sign up and do all the things and get involved in order to get familiar with what it's about. Anybody can go to the Toastmastersclubs.org website that I already showed you and play around with it. So here we go. See, now we are at Toastmastersclubs.org. That's the first access website I mentioned to you. Right here, see a sample club website. You can go in and play around with it, see what it does, get familiar with it before you even commit. And there's a support site, as I mentioned, support.toastmasters.org. And there is a wonderful video user guide that's an hour long that the originator of the Free Toast Host website put together that will familiarize you with many of the functions of it. And all that can be accessed by anybody before you ever decide you want to do this. Yep. So here we are at support.toastmastersclubs.org, which anybody can get to. And under How to Use here, there's the video, quick start page, documentation, and all of that is available to you whether or not you have a site. Now, if you should want to go a step further and create a site, it happens right here. Actually, I take it back. Register for support will allow you to create a username and a password so you can log in and actually contact the support team for information when you need it. That's the support.toastmastersclubs.org. Then if you want to go another step, then here, login registers where you create an account, and that will get you to the forum where you can get all kinds of questions answered, right? But let's say you want to create a site, and then you're the administrator, and you then have the power. So the administrator creates the site. And there, now we're up where I was going to be. This is where you request a site. And all you have to do is go to, this will bring this page up. All you have to do is put in your club number, your name, and an email address. And the Free Toast host folks will create the website for you. It's all done. There you go. There's nothing complicated. You don't have to do anything except that. And then you have a website that is your club number.toastmastersclubs.org. And then once you sign in, you can change it to Seattle Sunrise, which is a name. I just made a website for my club, Seattle Sunrise. We use WordPress instead of Free Toast Host. But man, now that I've learned some of the internal workings of Free Toast Host, I'm going to go back and do a little lobbying in my club to maybe switch over. Okay? So the creates the site, makes changes from the console. Let's go there. I linked that so we can see what that means. Come here. This is a trick, man. All right. There we go. So here we are at the site that I just made, which is hardly anything to it right now. I just did it the other day. So, but I wanted to create it so you could see what it would look like if you created a new site. So as you can see, I changed this. This is very easy. To change the banner, to change the template, in other words, the colors and the design, there are certain ones that are authorized by TMI to use that are in the branding for Toastmasters. And then here, log in as site administrator. If I do that, let's see, here we go. Log in. Where's my cursor? There it is. Huh? There we go. Got it. Okay, so if I log in, then I wonder if I'm going to be. No, I'm. There we go. No, but if I log in, I'm going to see if I have. Please forgive me here.
Do you want to come over, Marty, and use the computer here, the actual keyboard?
Well, yeah, maybe that would be easier. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. Fighting with the little cursor is the hardest part here. All right. So if I log in, and then I do want to log in because I want to show you this if I can. Actually, either that or. So here we go. Let's just do this. There is a console. Once you log in, there's a console that will take you to this, this pop-up. Now notice where it says website settings, there is a drop down here. This is where all these different modules are that I was describing to you that each of your officers can be given access to. So the website settings is the one that usually the administrator uses to change the various basic settings and other parameters of the website. But look at this. There's also the membership management, and that the VP of membership can use. When you click to that, there are tabs for new members, interested members. You can email to different groups of people. You can track people's attendance in there, all kinds of things to make that easy. Look what I did. So if you're a member, you can edit your personal profile, including outside links. You can sign up, edit, or decline meeting roles in the agendas that you'll see. And you can also email other members directly from the site, either as individuals or as groups of members, like, for instance, people who are signed up for a particular meeting roles. Okay? So here's an example. This is my profile that I played around with in the Extraordinaire site. And as you can see, you can link to your Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Meetup. And I made a little, it's a 48 by 48 pixel that they allow you to put in there that you can link to anywhere. So if you have your own website or you have other website places that you want to send people to from your profile, you can do that too. And please have people put their faces up there. When people look at your who we are on the website, it's very appealing to have people's faces so that people can see how attractive and delightful and excited you are about Toastmasters and want to come and join. Yeah. And you can, I mentioned that as a member, you can email other members. Notice the arrow to that little envelope there, which is the, where you can email directly to another Toastmaster. This is an example, by the way, of an agenda for any given meeting. You sign up as a member by just simply going to the site, putting your name in there, and then everybody can see that that role is taken. And you can also delete your sign up right here if you change your mind, which then makes it available for someone else. Now, if you're the Toastmaster, the Toastmaster can have access to the agenda and the roles and the timing of the agenda for their particular meeting. Now, the thing is, that's cool, is that if someone says, I want to do a 10-minute speech instead of a 5 to 7-minute speech, and you change that within the site, it automatically changes the timing on the schedule. Now, you maybe need to tweak it so that it all fits into the time allotted for the meeting, but they can definitely do that. Also, the Toastmaster prints agendas and email all the assigned members and send it to a group and look at a member's RSVP history to see if they need to put someone in there, what they've done in the past. This is where you could change the timing. There are all kinds of things to do. Now, if you're the VPE, that's a big job, right? And at that, the VPE can create agendas and templates in the console, enter roles directly, and other functions as well. So I'm going to skip forward and simply say that there are so many more bells and whistles at ToastmastersClubs.com, not only for speakers and members, but for every role in your club. I highly recommend you look into it deeply and that you consider it for your club. I'm going to do that for Seattle Sunrise. Thank you.
And we do have time for a few questions from Mr. Anybody.
Mr. Anybody and
Mr.
members
Anybody
especially.
Or Mrs. Anybody.
Yes, and if I don't have the answer,
and we're going
I
to
may
use the
call on
mic
you.
so that we can make sure that these get recorded. Hold on.
I'll tell you, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to ask some of you who might know the answer to help me out.
How do you know who the administrator is?
The administrator is either the person who, well, you can check with your club and find out who the administrator is. I don't think if you're not logged in, you wouldn't know that by going into the site. But the administrator is the one person who can access everything. I would go ahead and contact your president and find out who that is for your club. There's only one person, yeah. Right? But that can be changed. You can pass it back. You can pass it along to other folks that can. And the one thing about the administrator, they can also delegate to certain sections of the site to other officers, right? But they're the ones that are in on the whole thing. Any other questions?
Any other questions?
Someone somewhere?
The old Phil Donahue trick here.
I just wanted to point out that the link to the support, if you put the W's in front of it, it actually doesn't work. And then we also...
Really? Okay.
They just changed the delegation stuff, because at our club we like to have the Toastmaster of our meeting and the general evaluator build their own teams. So that option was recently added, so you can give
that's cool.
whoever you put in that role the ability to change that section of the agenda.
I also got a notification when I was learning about this that they have an RSVP function as well, so that the Toastmaster can look to see who has RSVP'd for coming to the meeting. So if they need someone to fill a role, it makes it really easy to tap the person.
I do have one last question. If you're the administrator of the site and you have that specific login, and then you are no longer the administrator of the site, would you get a different username and password, or is there a way to change the user settings? Do you know? Like how you transfer administrative roles to somebody else?
Someone can help me here. I would guess that you simply change it by changing the person who is the administrator inside the site, and that the administrator would probably keep their username and password. But I don't know that for a fact.
Whoever has the answer, stand up and speak very loudly, please.
What you do there is you just change the password of the administrator account.
Got it.
That's what you do. That's what we do at our club. And one of the things, just to talk about passwords for a second, if you're going to do a password, do not use a password you use somewhere else. Right? Make it a unique password. Make it simple, something you can remember. Do like 3 words. Do horse, staple, and box. Right? Do something you can remember, but make it long enough so that you're secure. You don't want to use a password that you use somewhere else, because if somebody could get into your site, then they'll be into other things. So don't use your bank account password. Use a password that you use to log into your education sites or something like that. Use a password that is long but easy to remember. Long means 16 characters or more. 8 characters is not long enough anymore. Okay?
Very good.
3 words. That's all you need. Horse, staple, box, something long enough. Thank you.
But not horse stable box.
Yeah, right.
Thank
That's
you.
great advice.
Thank you very much for all
Great.
that.
Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity for presenting this. Yeah, hello.
Thank you.
Yeah.